So let's see what will happen. But anyway, let's proceed to the next question, of course. Thank you so much, everyone, for your contribution for that great one. So we all know the metaverse, the new buzz in the crypto space. How can you explain metaverse to a non-crypto native? How can you make them understand what metaverse is? Because a lot of people only knows that metaverse is augmented reality, virtual reality. In your own words, how can you explain it to them in layman's term? Let's start with Romel Carlos. Let's go in reverse.
All right. I think it's a pressure right first.
Oh,
um,
sorry.
I think in order for me to really explain it, I normally talk to a kid. Like when you ask them a complicated thing, but they will answer it differently, right? When I going to explain metaverse to other person, the always thing that I will mention is it is an avatar of yourself from a different world. So that's actually the simple term that I'm always saying that you can do. Metaverse is really a limitless, and the only limitation is our imagination. So I think that's the simple way that I can explain it to the community and to the non-metaverse or crypto person.
Well, I completely agree with that because I also have a daughter. So she plays Roblox. And I actually explained to her that is really the metaverse. We don't really need to make it complicated when it comes to the term metaverse. So we all know that crypto, guys, by the way, in the audience, that in the crypto space, we have a lot of terminologies, which of course, a lot of people are educating about, like WAGMI. I know that you know that. There's a lot of comments here in the comment section. So there's also huddle. There's a lot of terminologies which the community is actually like, for example, building is in short term for the hashtag biddle. So please go ahead and search the terminologies. I believe CoinMarketCap is actually publishing a lot of articles, since I'm also one of the chosen ones for the KOLs before for CoinMarketCap. So there's a glossary there. Their handbook or encyclopedia type of Google is Alexandria. Please go ahead and search about that. I really value education when it comes to crypto, metaverse, NFTs. You can go ahead and read that if you have a time. Okay. So let's go to Riley.
All right, this is always a fun question, trying to figure out how to explain metaverse to a kid or or your parents.
Exactly.
I, I I describe it like this: like imagine if you were in a game and you can whatever you dream you can make, and and it's very open, it's very interconnected. Saying that, I know it's much more complicated than that, but I think that's kind of the essence of what it is that we are creating this 3D virtual space where everyone can join and dream new things and create new things together. And I think that's the idea, is being connected there.
Well, that's actually a simplified answer, and I really understood everything. It's really straightforward. Thank you so much, Riley. Let's go ahead and ask Nicole.
So I think everyone is mostly cover, the main aspects of metaverse. So I think when I started, I think, let's say, exploring more about the space, I think one of the starting concept that I had got was the digital twin. It was the basically it is a different technology, so that you have different simulations of, the real world, and then you can actually foresee how everything is going to turn out later. But what I see with metaverse is that it's going to be a much more upgraded version of that digital twin. So basically, you cannot really foresee how large is this going to expand, or how many players you're going to have in here, because basically people would start adding up more layers, more products, and more, features in here. And with the foundation of, I think, with blockchain and Web3, of course, this is going to take some more time. But I think that basically it's going to be like a cross universe kind of concept. And hopefully there will be a lot of exciting business models coming out of this too.
I agree also. Actually, just want to share that I actually installed Louis the game. So it's a game made by LV. I know I don't know guys if you actually heard about that, but you can actually finish all of the adventures and you have the chance to get the NFTs, the rare edition of LV when it comes to their own metaverse. So it's really happening right now, and I really love that game because it's just like Genshin Impact. I'm also a gamer, so I know that you are also like that, guys, and most of us are having here actually a play to earn game. So I completely agree to everyone. So Eden, let's go ahead. What's your take on that?
Yeah, so everybody did a wonderful job describing the metaverse. So, but I'm a geek, so I'm going to stick to the technical definition as I see it. So, I mean, let's do a thought experiment. Can you imagine a metaverse being delivered through a command interface, like a terminal or something like that? I don't know if anybody's old enough to play in the 80s. There were like quests where you kind of interacted with, I'm going to go left 10 steps and then some this and that happened. It's not about necessarily the 3D space or the VR or the immersiveness, but to me, basically, there's always one element that always persists, and that is that you are represented by digital identity in some kind of a digital space, and that identity carries a stateful existence, meaning it's at some place, it's doing something, it always has some kind of like an existence, a form of existence. And this is what differentiates metaverses basically from Web 2 and Web 1 elements, where there's just content, there is no identity, and there's no existence.
It's just like the tweet of Michael Saylor about Bitcoin. I don't know if you've read that, but thank you so much for explaining that, Eden. So thank you so much for everyone. So let's go ahead. So for this next question, what role does crypto play in the metaverse? So let's start with Eden in reverse again.
Yeah, so I think, and again, we covered probably a lot of that when we talked about how crypto relates to metaverses and the role